Welcome back to the channel and to the new Park Who Dis contest. Each and every submission gets its own spotlight, and today we are looking at Radyr Station by Lucky. Today I'm joined by Cockwaddle. Cockwaddle is the founder and supreme overlord of the Good Nice Planet Coaster community and one of the most popular Planco streamers on Twitch. Hello Cockwaddle.
Hello Moomin, lovely to be back, and what an honour to be on this episode of episodes.
Oh, I know. So, Lucky says, Radyr Valley has received a complete overhaul after the latest moon landing of Welsh astronaut Rhys Lloyd, as seen on a toilet building near the entrance, in 2025. Interest in sci-fi has sparked immensely in Wales, and the owner has decided to retheme the park into a futuristic station outpost. The park features 3 roller coasters, a dark ride and river rapids, as well as 5 flat rides over several themed areas. While the front features typical sci-fi station elements, the backside resembles the outskirts on a foreign planet. As for the retheme, the park has been heavily influenced by my personal interest in sci-fi. I love games such as EVE Online, Star Citizen, as well as TV series such as Star Trek. Due to the law and restrictions, every building except the small maintenance shed near my Silver Star coaster has been kept in place. I really wanted to honour the challenge and even went above and beyond to put all the realism aspects in place. For what it's worth, this has been the most fun I've had in the game. The limitations have created some very unique and fun challenges, and I can't wait for your upcoming projects. Well, that's very nice, and I'm really glad to hear it. As always, we'll start with the piece count, which I'm expecting a high one for this, which is 37,146, which is actually under what I thought it would be, considering the level of detail here. So, yeah, really good game.
Same. I'm really impressed.
Yeah. This is Park Variation Lima, which means we have the River Rapids, the Spinning Coaster, the Hellion Ring, and the Insanity, giving us, I don't think there was any doubt, the sci-fi theme.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, sorry, no, I thought it was a Western.
So the final checks, we of course have at least one coaster, we have a dark ride in the original position, and the Swan is buried right down underneath here. There it is, in its same shape. We've even got the same plant that was outside the door originally, so I think that's a really nice touch. But without further ado, let's get down into the park. And here we are on the ground in Tegidcam, and my goodness, the theming is on point. Even from out here. Actually, I should go even further back because the roundabout has been redone as well.
The first impressions just all over the shop are incredible. Yeah. Just everywhere you look, it's just almost like an assault on the senses in how impressive it is.
It is.
That enormous engine turbine up to the right. Good grief.
Just for a first aid
so
building.
Good. Yeah.
It's even got a screen on the side.
Wow.
Just, you know,
yeah.
Just because it was lacking without that, obviously.
Of course, yeah.
We were just speaking about the absolute budget you would have to have for this park. It would just be insane.
It would be insane, but I loved the law justification, to be honest, because sometimes I do get a little bit like, God, how are they going to afford this in the middle of nowhere in Wales? But the idea of like the Welsh astronaut and something, you know, and so the state may be thinking, oh, okay, we could pump a few million into a tourist spot based on space exploration. I think that's a really nice justification.
It is. I didn't say, but yeah, I loved the story behind this, and of course, you did mention here is our Welsh astronaut.
What a touch!
Okay, let's actually head into the park beneath this lovely orange Welsh dragon.
A new colour for a new age of Wales.
Exactly.
Space Wales.
This is Space Wales. Do you have your pass ready, Cockwaddle?
Oh, forgot mine. What do I do?
God. All right, let's go home.
Forget it. Sorry, Lucky. My bad.
Yeah, this is really lovely. But we must get in the park, otherwise we will never get this tour done. Already, there's just so many things to look at.
There is, but what I really like from an immediate sort of first impression is things are color coded.
Yes.
So like while everything shares the same architectural style, like there you go, you got red building, yellow building, blue building behind you. Like that works so well with everything's sharing that sort of intricate style. I think when you get it all together on a vista, it's really easy for it to all blend into one big homogeneous mass that can be quite confusing. So yeah, those pops of color really help direct the guests, I think, you know, in showing which is housing which ride or area. That's really smart.
But I'm very much drawn to this straight away. Love this. Love this. Just all the details. Something that I have to say about Lucky's build style from the beginning is how clean everything is. There is not a single piece or pixel out of place. And I think that comes from the fact that I know he's done a lot of he does like 3D design, 3D modeling, works a lot with game assets, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment, but that clearly pays off here. He often talks about his deep understanding of how 3D models work, all their different maps, and that's something that stands out for me is he knows how to use his assets.
That's a really good insight. I didn't know that. Yeah, you're right. That does explain a lot because it is spotless. It's a lot of really nice surfaces and glass and everything seems to be in the right place. What really blows my mind about these sci-fi builds is that like the machinery all seems to be like where it would be, and it's like, how do you know how a space station works? Do you know what I mean? And it comes across like he does, like he knows where everything would be. It's amazing what glass can do. Do you know what I mean? Like being able to like see through certain bits and others.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something different than just having open archways or something like that. I love it.
Oh, and
Really
it is the
nice.
cue for this forge. Is what it's called?
Definitely, yeah, it is a forge, yeah.
Very nice. I love how it's sunk down into the ground completely flawlessly. Again, just embedded down into the ground. I love it. The fact that like I was expecting a coaster from this level of queue, but to have that for a flat ride just shows the dedication to go above and beyond for every single ride. Let's go to the red section, shall we? Where we've got Radyr Repairs.
Really nice. It's almost like got a sort of space age Formula One kind of vibe to it with the sort of repair hangar. I guess I'm thinking about that red sort of Ferrari sheen to it maybe, but really nice. Drop towers can be kind of tricky to theme because it's sometimes tempting, certainly for me, to like theme it all the way up like a tower, but when you actually do that, you realize that isn't really the idea, because then it means the guests on the ride can't actually see out of it. So you have to come up with an interesting way of just keeping it all around the base of it, and that works really effectively, I think.
Which I guess brings us to hydro power plant, and I mean this is just like that's a statement piece, isn't it?
That's bonkers architecture. I love it.
But let's head inside. Lovely queue.
Indeed, he loves a viewing window. I know we've talked about the color scheme before, but I love that the animatronic staff are wearing the same colors in the uniform.
Yep.
Keeps it really clean and consistent.
Rapids. Let's do this. so immersive that you could just get lost in this world.
Yes, really, really well paced. I thought there was so much like suspense to the ride. Do you know what I mean? Because you spend so much time like gradually going up and like making the most of the surroundings, and then to have that payoff with the helix that's in its own sort of specific rotunda in the center of the building. I thought was so smart. Really, like it looks so fun. Like when you do the helix down and then it's like dropping in a really steep drop at the end. It's a really good payoff. So it's worth the wait.
It is exactly what I was going to say. Lovely drop there, followed by this amazing drop straight down.
Oh, you'd get absolutely soaked. Like the water would be like bouncing off the tight walls and stuff. There's nowhere for it to go. You'd be getting soaked.
And we've of course got the transfer into here. Oh, do we have? Yes, of course.
For goodness sake, that's too good.
Always the best way to my heart is backstage areas, and this is just executed perfectly.
Yeah, that is glorious. And I believe we've just found our first Moomin sign, haven't we?
Yes, so Lucky also said he's hidden MLs across the park, and we found one. And I'm going to guess, because I know Lucky's attention to detail, I bet these doors lead directly, all line up to the outside as well. Out front here, obviously, we've got these wonderful ships, one of which is the HMS Wales. Love that.
It is actually quite simple theming, isn't it? But it would be so effective to be able to like walk so close to them, even if they're probably made of just like sort of fiberglass or something. But that would be such a nice little photo op and stuff for the guests. Oh, and a little seating area in front of them. You know, it's perfect. Which
brings us round to the former Big Bite, which has now been transformed into Port Little Socks, and has many floors now. It had the underpass, and then it had the first floor, but now we've got a second floor as well.
You know what, Moomin? I think you've got no floors.
Good lord. Look at these skylights.
Absolutely, and he's used your trademark orange just to tickle the ego a bit.
Of course. We've lost the staircase and now got a balcony here, which is lovely. This would be a lovely place just to sit and chill for a bit and just like, I mean, look at that.
That couldn't have worked out a lot better. That was perfect. And I love the ceiling art here. You know, it's sort of something for the kids, isn't it? Like looking up at asteroids and stuff. That's nice.
Some stairs up with wheelchair accessibility. Love that. Some more. We've got some planets up here and a roof terrace.
Wowee. That is deluxe.
Wowie indeed.
Yeah, I love a park where every angle feels like a bit of a vista. You know, it doesn't even need to force it. Just everywhere you look is a really nice view. Oh, ML sign, number 2.
Oh yeah, ML, number 2.
Cheeky little ML, number 2.
What have we got down here? Lovely view of the rapids there.
Oh, this. Okay, so I've seen this before. I caught a stream with this in. I just love that. The open-faced theming where you just see it all from the pathway is so good. And he's taken a ride which, with its base theming, really tries to be steampunk, and you know, not very sci-fi at all. So that's an added challenge. You know, it's one thing when it's a plain flat ride, but one where the theming is kind of built in. It's almost like trying to make a sci-fi teacups. You know, like it's really tricky.
There's no steampunk left, even with the cogs and chains. It still somehow fits perfectly with the sci-fi theme. Moving on, we have got our Hellion ring, which is now called the Ansiblex. I'm going to head round the front because it paints a better picture of what we're looking at, which is of course a warp gate.
Here I was thinking it was some sort of like Dorling Kindersley cross section of a spaceship where you're like taking a slice out of it, but this makes a lot more sense. Okay.
No, this is just this was one of the first flat ride skins he did, I believe, and I think it was at this point I was like, okay, this guy's going for it. And
absolutely.
Which brings us to Holodeck, which I believe is our dark ride. Now, the dark ride is something that Lucky didn't show on stream as he wanted to keep it as a surprise for this spotlight, and I'm very excited. I haven't even peeked at it, so I think this is going to be good. Let's head down, shall we? And what I also love about this is a completely different entrance compared to my BFG ride. As soon as you come down the stairs, it all starts looking familiar again. You've got
It does, yeah.
the queue starting here, the exit just there. And I love aspects like that when it all comes together. But let's hop into night time for this queue.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
It is the year 2364, a prosperous time on our planet. Poverty and wars have been abolished, and humans face far more precarious challenges. An unprecedented meteor shower destroyed Lunar Station 5 and is heading towards the surface. Most colonists have been evacuated. We need your help to destroy the meteors and avoid a calamity. Wow.
It's really Star Wars reminiscent, isn't it? With sort of lines of text floating in space.
It's so hard to tell a story on a dark ride, but to give you some precursor to the ride, to get you in the right frame of mind, you know what's happening, is always going to be a bonus. And here we are in the station, and wow, looking straight out into space.
The queue line feels like it really does take you to a whole nother place, doesn't it?
Yeah, completely. Oh, look at that ship. Anyway, I don't want to spoil too much.
Wow.
Let's
Let's
hop
do it.
on the ride and do this. Well done me. I think that's all.
Well done you, indeed.
That's all that really matters is well done me.
Absolutely, that's what we took over from that. Let's move on. Next ride.
Yes.
Good score, Moomin. I love it because it feels it actually feels like it's miles away from Radyr Valley. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like we've gone to a completely new world. You know, it's used the underground space just so well. I just thought it really took that theme of being fighting off a sort of an asteroid belt really well, because like it's not just that you see spaceships in flight and asteroids flying around. Like I love that there's chunks of rock, you know, buried into machinery and that's sparking out. So even though that it's stationary pieces, I feel like it just gets so much life and movement out of it. And as is normal with you and me, another thing I really love, that as well as like the big set pieces, the big spaceships and stuff, you still get the little glimpses of fire exits and safety measures.
Yeah,
I just love that.
Here. There we go. So that was Holodeck. Moving on, Black Hole Research, which is the Cube. Such an insane ride.
It's not easy to tear my attention away from a nearby B&M invert, but this has done the job.
It has.
Oh god, that looks absolutely nauseating.
It does. You talked about it, so let's go and find the entrance to this invert, shall we?
I am so excited for this. Oh, look at that Welsh hamburger spelling.
Just to highlight how ridiculous we are.
Here we go. Here's the entrance.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We didn't spend 5 minutes trying to find it. It's fine.
Very NASA type colours and really good queue interaction. It's got that element going right over the queue there. Really nice.
All right, we've got ourselves an invert. Let's hop on.
So short and sweet, I thought. A lot like you could say the same for Nemesis or something like that. I just want to say that opening inversion after the first drop is amongst the best I think you'll see on this. I love that so much.
Yeah. As you said, it's short, but it packs a punch, and it's just so clean. I think that's my favourite word.
Really clean.
All of it is just so clean, so precisely placed, and it just fits in perfectly.
And I like that this one actually isn't too spacey. It's a bit of a change in tone. It's nice and open, and it's actually got quite earthy theming, and I think it's quite a nice change of pace.
Yeah. I was going to say I love the interactions with the nature, with the lakes down here as well.
Definitely. That's really nice water. Yeah.
Very picturesque. Shazoo.
Wow, there's a shot.
Yeah.
There's a shot.
So that was Silver Star, and I mean, just even more fantastic vistas from everywhere. Lovely covered seating area here, mimicking the one I had for Adar Gwyn.
Oh, look at that! You nailed it.
But again, taking those aspects of Radyr Valley and repurposing them in the new theme, perfectly demonstrated here.
Absolutely, and I really like that Silver Star has not just a sign with a font. It's got its own logo, which I think is really good. You got to think about merchandising, branding, and all the rest of it. That really works. I really like it's a small thing, but I really like how many builders for this contest have really grabbed the whole Welsh thing and put Welsh signage everywhere. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Moomin. I mean, like Welsh. A lot of Welsh people speak Welsh, but English is still the first language. They might not actually sign everything in Welsh first, but I love that people have taken that opportunity to. Just give it that particularly Welsh flavour.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's It's really nice actually that we've gone to those lengths to get things translated, think about what would be translated. It just shows that they've gone above and beyond. Which brings us round to the swan, which is now called the Moonbird. So I think that's nice. A nice spin on the swan, which is almost unrecognisable now, which is why I did comment on this plant earlier, because it kind of cements that, yes, this is definitely where the swan was before. But yeah, I love that. This is really cozy. So next we have got Parsec Outpost 12, which is our spinning coaster, one of the chosen rides in Plot 2. Lovely cracking.
Oh my goodness.
That was...
is that what it looks like when you turn the animation off?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're quite terrifying, really, aren't they? Which brings us to the station, and this is lovely and compact, much like Silver Star was. I'm seeing a little peek of backstage there, which we'll look at in a bit. But without further ado, let's hop on. Well, I really enjoyed that. It felt very like alien landscape, especially with the krakens dotted around.
Absolutely.
Is it just the one? No, there's one there as well.
Very nice. That's so interesting. I know I said it before, but it's really interesting seeing them use stationary and like, so you make the most of that horrific face, poking out. I thought it's really quite intense, but it did use the spinning quite tastefully, I guess. It's not just like spinning like mad the whole time. It comes and goes, but it's like a pretty consistently downhill ride, which is it rips.
Yeah, and it interacts lovely with this other coaster that we're yet to go on, and just love how this sits in the hill. Really
yes,
nice.
Indeed, and makes that pass through the building as well.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? Number 4?
4, I think. Yeah. Yes, through here, just before we come back into the station, we've got the transfer. Of course, all detailed, because it's Lucky, all the way out to the backstage area.
Of course.
So that was Parsec Outpost 12. Thoroughly enjoyed that. And also, again, look forward to having a little peek at that later at night time. Okay, across the bridge. Let's run with these people. Very excited. The Insanity, which is fully enclosed, the Gravity Research Facility.
Again, the glass adds so much.
It does.
If anything, as much as anything, just to make it visible from the outside, so that they know what kind of ride they're going up to, but still having that impression of a sort of space-age building. Really cool.
I think it's tricky to pull off an interior flat ride, because it can often feel like you've just boxed it in. But I think with the textures on the walls and, as you said, so much glass used, it doesn't feel claustrophobic.
Yes, that's exactly it. And it almost feels like a sort of astronaut training facility. Do you know what I mean? Like testing the G-forces and stuff. Really cool.
Yeah, you're probably right actually, because was it the gravity research facility? So probably along those lines. Love this, having the coffee shop here by the entrance again, just dragging people in, making them spend more money.
Oh, and an ML. I see you. Number 5.
Number 5. Are we going to get them all? Oh, what have we got down here?
I don't know. Moving on.
What's this absolute nonsense?
Not sure. Anyway, let's move on.
No, never heard of it. Obviously, if you haven't already followed Cockwaddle on Twitch, make sure you do so. The link will be in the description. And become part of the cult. I mean, good, nice community.
You are too sweet, Moomin, too sweet.
Again, I've said before, I find doing gift shops so difficult because you have to just clutter them so much. But this is just done superbly.
Yeah, it's tasteful. It's not complete overload. It's really well arranged.
So I think the only thing we've got left now is that final coaster, which is the Asteroid Runner. Down we go. Excited? Let's hop on, shall we?
So excited. Let's do this.
Thoroughly enjoyed that. That was great, and really seamless use of the ride cam time machine as well. Like, it can often be so difficult to get the timing of that to look realistic going from night to day and day to night, but give it time to make that switch was really nice.
I agree. That was really well paced.
Beautiful interactions here under the bridge and then over.
It keeps you guessing. I really like that second launch. I didn't see it coming. And then the sort of finish into the underground station. Yeah, it had a surprise around every corner. I really liked it. Wowie zowie.
We obviously can't skip a nighttime view of this park. Just look at the level of detail here. Obviously, the colours matching each coloured zone, but then these lines around the path. Like,
you know what? Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, that's a really good point. They're glowing neon beams, aren't they? Wow.
Yeah, that must have taken so much time.
But you know, it also adds like a sort of a realistic safety feature, kind of. So
yeah, completely. Yeah, because it almost removes the need for normal like lampposts, because
indeed
you can see where the path is. I mean, so much to look at. We've obviously got the warp gate here with the effects running now. The spinning coaster all now lit up, really matching that alien landscape.
Definitely, yeah. Blends with the glowing eyes of the aliens. Really cool.
Yeah. This with all the electric running.
That is so good. That's genius.
I mean, I could go on and on.
I know we could. I know we could look at this for hours, couldn't we? There's so much. And I mean, look, going by the fact that we only got 5 of the supposed 10 Easter eggs, there's clearly a lot of detail in this part that we just can't cover in one video. But wow,
exactly. Which is why I encourage absolutely everyone to download this if you can and just take a wander around. Just because this amount of work deserves it. The last thing we're going to do is just take a look backstage, because every inch has been done. We've got backstage area for pretty much every ride, including a transfer track up here for the invert with another ML. There we go. We made 6.
Hey, 6!
6 out of 10.
Good innings, maybe.
Just look at this level of detail.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. This is proper coaster nerd stuff now, isn't it?
It is. It really is. And this carries through all the way around the back of the spinning coaster. Love all the grime on the back of here and the graffiti.
Yeah, really good touches. Access ladders, dumpsters, all that sort of thing.
I mean, I don't really have any more to say for my final thoughts, because I feel like I've gushed over this the entire way through. I'm just a huge fan of this. I think it's outstanding work, and I would say probably one of the most impressive parks I've seen ever.
Yeah, I think so. This is Lucky at his best, isn't it? This is why he's known to be as good as he is. And I think he's really, really done himself proud.
I'd like to say a huge thank you to Cockwaddle for joining me today. Make sure you keep tabs on your favourites ready for the public vote after all submissions have been showcased. Don't forget to like this video, not only to support me, but to show some love to today's creator. Catch you in the next one.